In today's world, it can feel as though every word is being watched, weighed, and judged. A single sentence can be misunderstood. A pause can be misread. Silence itself can feel risky. And so many people, thoughtful people, sensitive people, have begun to hold their truth inside. Not because they lack courage, but because they long for peace. If this resonates with you, you're not alone, and this reflection is for you. We often hear the phrase cancel culture spoken loudly, sometimes angrily, but beneath the noise, something quieter is happening. The space for nuance is shrinking. Conversations that once unfolded slowly through listening, curiosity, and humility are now flattened into quick judgments, right or wrong, safe or unsafe, accepted or rejected. And this does not only affect public figures, it reaches into ordinary lives. People hesitate before sharing an idea. They reread messages 10 times before posting. They soften their language, not out of kindness, but fear. Over time, this creates a subtle exhaustion, a feeling of walking on eggshells, a sense that authenticity comes with a cost. The soul feels this tension deeply. When we consistently silence ourselves, not out of wisdom, but fear, something within us begins to contract. The voice of the soul grows quieter. We may still speak, but our words feel hollow. We may still engage, but without presence. We may still belong, but without truth. And slowly, without realizing it, we begin to confuse approval with belonging. But the soul was never meant to survive on approval. It was meant to live in alignment. So here is a gentler question, one that changes everything. What if the strongest response to external judgment is not a sharper argument, but a deeper inner stillness? Before we speak outwardly, the soul asks us to listen inwardly. What is truly alive in me right now? Am I speaking to be understood or to be validated? Is this truth emerging from clarity or reaction? When truth arises from stillness, it carries a different energy. It does not rush. It does not defend itself. It does not demand agreement. It simply is. Not all criticism is harmful. Not all disagreement is rejection. One of the soul's quiet skills is discernment, the ability to feel the difference. Discernment asks, is this feedback offered with care or control? Does this response invite reflection or provoke shame? Is engagement nourishing my spirit or draining it? You're not required to absorb every opinion. You're not obligated to answer every comment. Silence, when chosen consciously, is not weakness, it is wisdom. Sometimes, the most truthful response is to step back and remain rooted. There is another layer to this work, one that softens the entire landscape: compassion. Not the kind that agrees with everything, but the kind that remembers humanity on both sides. Behind every sharp comment is a nervous system. Behind every rigid opinion is a story. behind every outburst is often fear. This does not mean tolerating harm. It means refusing to become hardened by it. Compassion keeps the heart open while the boundaries stay intact. So, how do we speak our truth without losing ourselves? We begin before the words. We ask, does this align with my deeper values? Am I willing to be misunderstood without abandoning myself? Can I speak this truth gently, even if it is firm? Mindful speech is not about perfection. It is about congruence. Sometimes truth is spoken aloud. Sometimes it is written privately. Sometimes it is lived quietly, without explanation. Not every truth deserves an audience. There is a difference between vulnerability and exposure. Vulnerability is rooted in choice. Exposure is often driven by pressure. You are allowed to protect what is sacred in you. You can be honest without being raw, clear without being harsh, open without being unguarded. The soul does not ask you to bleed publicly to prove your integrity. It asks you to remain true privately. And yes, there may still be moments when your truth meets resistance, when words are twisted, when intentions are questioned, when silence is misunderstood. In those moments, return to the body, to the breath, to the ground beneath you. Ask yourself, what response keeps me aligned? What choice protects my peace? Engagement is optional. Growth is inevitable when met consciously. Imagine living from a place where your worth is not negotiated online, where likes do not inflate you, where criticism does not dismantle you. This is the uncancellable spirit. It is built quietly through self-trust, inner listening, and spiritual grounding. When you live from this place, your voice becomes steadier, your silence becomes meaningful, your truth becomes spacious, not sharp. And whether it is received or not, your soul remains intact. That is the deepest freedom. If this reflection spoke to something tender in you, take a moment to sit quietly with your own truth, not to post it, not to explain it, just to honor it. The soul hears you, even when the world is loud, and that is enough.